Is Barbie the movie promoting feminism, or is it actually perpetuating harmful stereotypes? This is a History Police video, a review of Barbie the movie, but we're gonna also discuss the real feminists that have changed the course of history. Barbie the movie has received lots of backlash and lots of criticism around the web, around the world actually. You have videos that are saying that it's woke, that it is too woke, that it's not woke enough, or that it is actually very harmful.
Is Barbie a feminist? I was like, well, she's actually like the level up from that, because if you look at Barbie Land at the beginning, like the Barbies are on top and the Kens are kind of disregarded, so I was like, well, that's not equal.
I watched the movie and I have my own thoughts and I would like to discuss them with you. But to do so, I also want to discuss some very important feminists. I'm not going to do a full video on these feminists. Maybe over time I will probably do it. But I want to mention them for us to understand the importance of gender equality or even gender equity. But the question remains, with all this backlash, all this media attention around Barbie the movie, is Barbie the movie spreading or entertaining conflicting messages about feminism? First and foremost, I have to say that it is an amazing, well done movie. I mean, from the acting or, you know, everything about like the clothing and the setup of everything. I mean, well done for whoever was in charge. I think it was brilliantly done. Now, the story of the movie is a bit complex, but I think it's going to make us reflect as well on Barbie itself and on the history of feminism. Why do we need today in our society feminism? In the movie, Barbie lives in Barbie Land. She's happy, she's with her friends. And Barbie Land is a matriarchal society. The Kens are just here to basically serve Barbie. They're not very important. I think it's quite funny because I think anyone who was playing with Barbie dolls, some of us probably also had some Ken dolls and like trying to play them together. And I've never really reflected into gender roles. And I think when you look at the comments online and the videos online, you see that people use their Barbie dolls in many different ways. Now, in the movie, Barbie is happy, she's in Barbie Land, everything is fine. Margot Robbie is the stereotypical Barbie, perfect, blonde, white, you know, quite tall, always wearing heels, always perfect in every way. And obviously, I don't think it's what all our Barbies look like, you know, so it is quite funny that we are putting forward and this type of image of a perfect, ideal woman. It is what Margot Robbie, as Barbie, in many ways, represents. Then in the movie, she has a crisis, she started having emotions, and her heels went fly. It's like how she knows, oh my god, you know, I'm going to wear trainers, that's the most awful thing that can happen to me. And she's going to have a journey going to the real world, and Ken is going to go with her. In the real world, she's going to meet her owner, and her owner is the one with the personal crisis, and it's where you realize that owners and Barbie dolls have kind of a link. Barbie goes on into her journey, and I'm not going to reveal everything to you because, you know, if you want to watch the movie, I don't want to completely spoil it. And obviously, Ken is going to go onto his own journey. Now they're going to go to Mattel, the creators, or the creators, you see what I mean, like the ones who have the money of Barbie, not the creator of Barbie, because it's Ruth, and she's going to meet Ruth as well. And here, Ken is going to realize that the real world is the patriarchal society, and is going to bring things back to Barbie Land and change everything and put a patriarchal society into place. And it's where here I think that this movie is promoting harmful stereotypes, that either is the man or the woman playing that role is wrong. That the idea that of a relationship between men and women, there's one that is serving and the other one is receiving. I think, you know, they missed an opportunity here to completely like have a new outlook as well on what does it mean? Why when Ken comes to the real world with a patriarchal society, it's what it takes on. Yes, he might want to have like an idea of like, oh, you know, the Kens need to be better treated and have, you know, an equal rights fight, you know. But here it goes completely the opposite way. It's, you know, and it's almost if he wants to harm the Barbies in treating them badly because he was badly treated. And I think here we just perpetuate this idea one of the two groups have to dominate the other. And that's where I think there's a kind of a harmful message here. Barbie comes back to Babylon, things are going to sort themselves out. And there's obviously this reflection on if Barbie is a symbol of feminism, does she really help women and girls to be empowered and powerful? That is basically the main question in the movie. It's what Margot Robbie herself and the director, Greta Gerwig, try to answer in so many interviews. But it is a complex question and it does kind of put everything back together. Now, what's very interesting with Barbie, not Barbie the movie, is that there was an ad in 1985 that really promotes women and tried to make Barbie a symbol of feminism. Let's watch it.
Right, Barbie, and we girls can dream anything. Right, Barbie, do anything. Right, Barbie. Right, Barbie. We love working from 9 to 5, but when the day is done, we girls deserve some fun.
This idea that women can work but at the same time have fun and maybe even have a family, this is something that the messages of Barbie apparently was so important. Now, what's also very interesting about Barbie the movie is that they are criticizing the capitalist world, the patriarchal world, the consumer consumption, by using one of the icons of this capitalist world, of this patriarchal world, and of this consumer consumption icon, right? So like, it is quite interesting that to criticize a system, you're using one of their strongest symbols, like using Coca-Cola, or Nike, like these are brands that are very much part of capitalism itself and very much part of a society that is based on consumer consumption. Barbie would not be successful if people were not buying Barbie. The success of Barbie the movie itself relies on the fact that people know what Barbie is. This is a massive brand, so people want to see it, want to watch it. It's a societal phenomenon. Now, with the history of feminism, there are so many women who actually fought for gender equality, for gender equity. I made a video on Sojourner Truth that you can watch, a black activist, civil rights activist, but also women's rights activist. And she did fundamental work on this. But you also have Christine de Pizan, a 14th century woman and writer in her own right. She wrote this amazing book about the Book of the City of Ladies. In this book, as early as 14th century, she advocates for the education of women. I want you to understand how provocative it is, that women have not waited for Barbie to empower them, have not waited for Barbie to feel powerful. Look at the suffragettes, look at all these women, Simone de Beauvoir, Bell Hooks, who have pioneered for women's rights, equal rights. And here, what we put forward as a symbol of feminism is this perfect idea of a woman, blonde, white, tall. As a symbol of it, I think in many ways this is detrimental to the messages we're trying to convey. A thing that really upset me in this movie was the fact that all men were absolutely stupid and dumb and ridiculous. I think here it's harmful because to all the men who are fighting against the patriarchal society, the patriarchal society is not only harmful to women. Of course, it creates an equal, society, but also it creates so much pressure on men who are supposed to be the main breadwinner, who are supposed to be, absolutely perfect, defending their family, protective. And what if you're not all of this? What if you have some bad years? Then are you a failure? Is that the message we're trying to convey? And in this movie, if all men are stupid, so they all need women, why can't we make a society with men and women who actually work hand in hand together, that recognize their differences, but are happy and willing to embrace them? I like some of the jokes. I think overall it was funny. It was really well done. I think Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling were absolutely well cast and amazing. I think there's lots of positive as well to take from that movie. But in all, I think that it makes us reflect on what is feminism and how can we achieve a more equitable or equal society between men and women. I really hope that you enjoyed that History Police video, and I'll see you next time for another video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!